To the omnivores out there, if push came to shove, could you quit eating steak? The ethics of killing animals for their meat have been debated for centuries. But in recent years, the looming specter of climate change has given meat eaters an additional dilemma to consider. Cattle and dairy farming, climate scientists have warned, is unsustainable, generating high levels of greenhouse gases at every stage of the production process. For many vegetarians and vegans, the climate factor has provided yet another powerful argument for leaving meat behind. To illustrate the climate impact of beef, last month UK climate change website Carbon Brief released an interactive Q&A that laid out exactly how much more harm the meat does than other foods. According to the data presented, the meat and dairy industries create 7.1 gigatons of greenhouse gases annually. That's 14.5% of total man-made emissions. But beef is by far the biggest offender, generating 60 kilograms of greenhouse gas emissions per kilogram of meat produced. That's more than twice the emissions of the next most polluting food, lamb. One reason for this high level of emissions is that cows and sheep produce large quantities of methane as a byproduct of the ruminant digestive process, relying on specialized bacteria that can break down grass. As a greenhouse gas, methane is up to 34 times more potent than CO2. Another way meat contributes to climate change is via the destruction of forests and other habitats to make way for pasture, and for the growing of fodder to be eaten by cattle. With a rise in the eating of beef in large countries that have witnessed increasing prosperity, such as China, cattle farming has become extremely lucrative. In pursuit of profits, ranchers have destroyed hundreds of thousands of square miles of rainforest around the world, vital, biodiverse ecosystems that, when undisturbed, capture millions of tons of CO2, as new research published today in Nature Communications shows. 40% of South America's Amazon rainforest is in danger of turning into savanna as a direct result of deforestation. Walter Willett, a nutritionist at the Public Health School at Harvard University, told Carbon Brief, eating beef raised on grain produced in the Amazon is like coal-fueled power plants, the worst thing you could possibly do. Yet far from falling, global consumption of meat is still on the rise. Writing in The Lancet Planetary Health last year, a panel of climate scientists called on the international community to declare a time frame for peak livestock, the point at which meat production from animals would begin to decline. Yet demand for beef in countries such as China is likely to continue to grow unabated.